Oh, wow. Hi everyone, how are you today? It's me, Charlie Galizia. I'm a panel member on Literary Gladiators, and this is my second individual video. I think I took some weight off since my last one. Okay, so bear with me. No, anyway. But anyway, a lot of you probably don't know this, but I'm interested in a lot of paranormal. You probably, for those of you that do know me, probably saying, yeah, we know. But I wanted to implement in the show something from a book I have from Weird, New Jersey. It's written work, it's game, we know that. As Josh would always say, I wonder where he is today. But anyway, I feel that something like this, it's very controversial, I can talk, but it's also, it's still written work, and I think it's game. So let's go, and let's get this going. All right. So the place I have in mind, we're in New Jersey. For those of you that do not know this, probably you do, probably don't. But for those that don't know, this is known as the Jersey Shore, or Dirty Jersey, as some people say. I don't like that, but still. This is actually a building, and a lot of people know this. It's called the Al Capone hideout, or as it's known today, is Crystal Lake Healthcare Rehab Center. It's got a picture of it right here. I'm going to try my best here. Now you're probably saying to yourself, why the heck is there a man with a cigar in his mouth with that nice looking hat that I wish I had? That's Al Capone. Now, some of you may know what I'm about to say, but I'm already going to say it now. There is no proof that he was there or not. This is all hearsay, but still a lot of this is written down, as in Weird, New Jersey. And also, I went online and I found a lot of other interesting articles, mostly from Weird, New Jersey as well, but I go to the website itself and there's nothing there. They're not going to admit that. Plus, let me give you a little history about the Pine Barrens as it was back in the 20s and 30s, when this was at an actual hotel. It started off as a hotel, and it's a 10-story building in the middle of nowhere, trees and whatnot. There was I think an 18-hole golf course behind it, and now where Central Regional High School was, that was where they had the golf course. Then they ripped that all up and they put roads and whatnot. This is as time goes on. And already, I'm going to say it again, this is all hearsay. This is from people I know that either have worked there and don't like it because they assume it's haunted, whatnot. I have a friend of mine who I worked with in seafood. She had her daughter work there in, I think in maintenance, and she quit after her first day. She was gung-ho to help these patients. I think she was a maintenance worker, so she had access to the entire building. The basement is what's known to be the hot spot for paranormal activity. I guess I can shut this, but in a nutshell, this place is surrounded by mystery, and I'm quoting someone from this book. A lot of people contribute to these books and also to the websites. So I am not here to say this is actual truth. This is not true. I am not here to say that. I'm telling you what I know and what other people have said, and also testimonies in here. I feel like I'm in court right now, Your Honor. Okay. I went to the Bayville library, and there's also, once you walk inside, it's a beautiful library. Once you walk inside, there's a mural of when the place was a hotel, and it's from the 1930s. So it boasted, a dinner, the best dinner you can ever eat. Drinking. It had everything you wanted. It was paradise. There's a lake, and it's a man-made lake in front of the building itself. I can try and find that again. But anyway, you can find images of this place on Google Images. That's where I get a lot of this. There was no trespassing. Do not go there. Okay, that's my second disclaimer for the day. The place is still there to this day. Like I said, they started building in 1929. That's when they started building, digging the foundation, and over time, people when it was a hotel, it was known that Al Capone came over, and he would charge, I think, $1.90 for drinks, and that's according to a testimony in this book here. And also, a lot of this information I'm going to flat out tell you right now is from the National Park Service. And I have the website http www.nps.gov history/history. I went to click on that link, and it was for me it was a dead link. So, but this is where this is coming from. So there is actual written work behind this. This is not something I'm pulling out of my. Anyway, we can't go there. So. lot of controversy with this place, and I know an older man. I play. I'm also in a band that requires a lot of travel, and I'm also in a second band as well now. The one band needs kilts. I do performances everywhere, and with this other band I play in, it's more of orchestral setting. I'm also the musical director on the show. For our new viewers, thank you. Don't go away. I will not scare you, I promise. I love joking around, I really do. But anyway, getting back to this thing. We play these kind of places. We have not played here yet. I'm trying to book a place for this building. And where's the drummer? I don't know. Story has it that underneath the lake itself, there's wine cellars. When this place was the hotel, Al Capone, like I said, all hearsay, Al Capone would go and he would. Some people say, oh, he built it as a summer home for his mother. That may be true. It may not be true. I have that in here. I'm not giving out any names, but I'm giving you the source of where I get this from. It was known as Al Capone's summer home. The authors of this book are Moran and Sceurman. This is the volume 2. Weird, New Jersey. I don't know how it's considered weird, New Jersey, because I'm not in it. This is not weird enough because I'm not in it. Yeah. But still, it was a birthday. Actually, no, it was an Easter gift from '07. So it's seen its day. But anyway, it was a beautiful place, but now it's they renovated a couple years ago, and they found bullet holes on the 5th floor, so that may add to a testimony. If somebody was to go up and say, yeah, I know Al Capone, he lived there. How do you know? Well, there's bullet holes when they were renovating. Yes, okay, great. But they're not. I don't think the owners now want to admit that. They don't want to, because when I have gone in there and I've hung posters for my band, and I was told, no, he was never here, or maybe, but God bless you for all you do, nurses, doctors. By the way, you guys are great. Keep it up. And but this place has gone downhill quickly. Building-wise, the material, the building itself is, it's not, it doesn't have that same. It doesn't look like a hotel anymore. It looks like a crazy, like something from Family Guy, from a Family Guy episode. I wanted to just find a little more info on this, and every time I open up this book, I always find something different, and I'm not giving out the names like I said, but this is all, and it's on page 18 through 20 in this volume, Weird New Jersey. Like I said, it's not weird unless I'm in it, but still, it's the authors. So the reason I'm talking and pretty much ranting about these people is because I do not own any credit for this. I'm just saying what other people have said and giving it to you. There. Anyway, when this building was designed, it was designed by Russian architect, and I'm going to butcher this, W. Oltar Jevesky. I'm going to spell it W. Okay, and then Oltar hyphen Jevsky, and that's just the place itself depicts Gothic images, according to this, and other websites I've been on. You can't really find any information about it these days. You have to go to Senior Citizens. And it was a $100.75 million investment to build this place. This is when the stock market crashed, and so that's, I think, when Al Capone decided to come over I said I take no credit. I'm telling you what I've been told. And I'm saying that so I don't have the FBI at my front door. Hello, guys. How are you? Okay, great. So I assume no credit. And I can't say that enough. But still. I'm done now. So. And I actually got a tour when I was still in high school. I was doing a research project. And I decided to bring it upon myself. And mind you, this was the summer. So stupid me didn't realize, you know. It was in June, coming over, you know, going into senior year, rock on, yeah, right. I decided to go in, see what I can do, and do we know you? We know you. All right, fine. I said, I'm doing a school project. What school do you go to? I can't tell you, but still. That was back when I was a junior in high school, and when I first got this book, okay? You do the math. 2007, 2008, whatever. I went down a freight elevator, and that's, you know, basically, this is the part of the building that's not seen. This is the underground. This is what they call it, or people would call the guts of the building. The minute I walked down, the elevator door opened. I had a camera, folks, so somebody's walking by with a laundry cart. Oh my God! I can't say what he actually said, but sorry, school newspaper. Okay, so already I blind somebody as I get off the elevator with my flash. And then I see what look like these humongous steel doors, like what you would see in a correctional facility or something like of that nature. But they look like they picture those doors on steroids. And I do not condone that use, but I'm just saying that's what it was like. And I said, these are the tunnels? Yes. There's allegedly 2 of them. One that leads from the back of the building, from what I know, and that goes underneath the lake and underneath the building itself. And this is where, back in the day, back in the 1930s, when it was a hotel, people would come over, and there were very prominent people that would come over. They would have a drink, and I think it was $1.90 for a drink of anything that was on stock. So it was a nice place. They had, you know, good food, good music. But then stock market, boom, there goes the stock market. What happens? You know, it gets taken over by the state, is from what I know. And in a nutshell, today it's just known as Al Capone's hideout, Al Capone Place, Crystal Lake Healthcare Center. I think in 1974, 1975, it became a nursing home. It was in the 1950s an asylum, and people were on the upper floors. It's a 7-story building, but that take away without the basement, and it's about 8 to 7 some stories. I can't do math correct, but anyway, the upper floors are where the people of at the time people were known. This was a time where people were locked up for, you know, having problems or, you know, mental disabilities, developmental disorders. These people were up there on the upper floors. That's a great place to put somebody who is suicidal, on the upper floors, because there were people who would allegedly go out the window because, I don't know. I understand at the time living conditions were horrible. People were, you know, like I said, this is all from this book and the internet. So, and I also, the Bayville Library in New Jersey, so that's where I get a lot of this information. And there's an actual book about Bayville itself. And a lot of that is discussed in this book. And again, the source I got is National Park Service and .org. But yes, still. So now what? Okay, they sealed up the tunnels, and you know, I was disappointed. So they took me around. They showed me the boiler room, and I'm like, wow, what's that? Kid, are you really that dumb? Yeah, what's that thing? That's called a boiler. That's where we feed you. Oh, okay. What? No, the woman was nice enough to take me on her own lunch break, which was only 20 minutes, and she showed me a little bit. There were some places that were off limits, but when you first go there and you drive up, you're like, geez, oh my God, almighty, look at, you know, it's looming. It's a big building. And especially at the time, covered in trees, there was, you know, very few houses. This is, you know, it was something, it was like Harrah's Resort, or like the Trump Taj Mahal. And politics aside, it was like the Taj Mahal, the Trump, whatever. It was the place to be at the time. Then became a, as they call it, a lunatic asylum. I don't like that saying, but that's what they called it. And then, like I said, in the early 70s, it became a rehab center for people, a nursing home. It's now a nursing home. So, again, I said earlier, no trespassing. They really mean no trespassing. But I have seen these huge doors, and I don't think she was allowed to say. I don't know. Maybe they have to take a secret oath underground. I don't know. But some people say there was a garage underneath where he kept cars. There was no actual proof that he was there, but there are all these circumstantial evidence. And, you know, forgive me if I'm repeating myself, because I do not want to go to jail for plagiarism. I don't own any of this, except what's up here. And what I have seen with my own eyes, and a worker who worked there. So she said, I quit after my first day because she got the chills. Paranormal activity is very strong in that building. And what I want to say, yeah, you know, people get those hot spots, those cold spots. I'm actually into that stuff. I told you earlier, but I like that stuff, and I thought it was a really nice trip. My mom sat in the car, probably was thinking, let me just hit the bottle now, because she's, you know, and I was driving too. So, but all in all, when I went, I had a great trip. And you can find information about this building, 95% of what I said, online. Google images. You could put in Royal Pines Hotel. Make sure you put in Bayville, New Jersey. You'll see the same building that I showed you. I mean, it looks a lot cleaner on the outside, but now this is when bookmarks are essential. Okay, so this is what the building looks like for those of you that do not know. It is off exit 77 on the Parkway. No trespassing. Feel free to, you know, you can, you know, I drive by every now and then, but you know, you can go. It's crazy, folks. This is essentially we're New Jersey, and I hope you like this. Sorry if I went on so much about, you know, stuff that may not be true, but then again, it's all hearsay. Anyway, the book you can get. I got this at. Actually, it was, like I said, it was a gift from Easter. Barnes and Noble. It was about 1990. It was 1995. But wait, there's more. Billy Mays, I love you. You know, it was, you know, and add tax. You know, it was about $25 or something. I don't know. I'm not good with the numbers, but it was money well spent. And there's more in this book about New Jersey. It's not just that. There's you got, you know, a lot of unsolved murder mysteries. You got a lot of okay, I'm not going to tell you about that one, but, you know, witchcraft stuff. I'm not even into that stuff. I'm only into the paranormal. I'm not into the witchcraft. And I think there's, you know, I think the Bermuda Triangle is in here. And these guys have, these authors do a bang-up job, you know, going into these places, because get me into some of these places, I would need a couple of pairs of drumsticks with me for protection, and a torchlight, because I'm scared. I scare easily. So I hope you liked it, and for now, keep reading.